Welcome Ancient Stoic Secrets channel. Thoughtful. Have you ever felt her energy shift right when things were getting real? Short pause. One day, she's warm, responsive, laughing at your jokes. Long pause. The next, she's distant. Slower replies, colder tone, no explanation. Most men panic. They chase. They question everything. But here's the truth. Her silence isn't always rejection. It's a mirror, a test, a storm sent not to break you but to reveal you. In that moment, she's watching. Can you stay grounded when she becomes unsure? Can you hold your frame when her emotions turn? This isn't about controlling her behavior. It's about mastering yours. Because the man who stays still when things shake, that's the man she respects, desires, and eventually trusts. Welcome to Ancient Stoic Secrets. Let's break down the real reasons she pulls away, and how a Stoic man stands unshaken. 1. She's afraid of losing control. You were consistent, calm, present, and that's exactly what scared her. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you made her feel something real. Many women don't fear men. They fear emotion they can't control. And when the feeling becomes too strong, too raw, they retreat. Her distance isn't punishment, it's self-protection. She's not pushing you away, she's pulling herself back from how much she wants you. Most men fail here. They chase. They panic. They try to fix what isn't broken. But the Stoic man doesn't flinch. He doesn't rush. He holds steady. Her heart needs space to feel safe. And the man who gives that, without abandoning his center, is the one she starts to trust with her deepest self. 2. Emotional intensity feels like risk. To you, the connection felt like progress. But to her, it felt like danger. Because when she starts feeling more than she expected, something flips. It's no longer just fun. It's vulnerability. And for a woman who's been hurt, vulnerability feels like exposure, like walking into a room without armor. So she pulls away, not because she doesn't care, but because she does. This is where you either stand firm or fall apart. If you get needy, reactive, or anxious, you confirm her fears. That emotion leads to chaos. But if you remain centered, present, not pressing, you show her that love doesn't have to cost peace. That's when she starts breathing again. That's when she starts returning. 3. She's testing your strength. She doesn't even realize she's doing it. One moment she's in it, the next she's colder. It's not drama, it's instinct. Deep down she's asking, can this man handle me when I'm not easy to love? Most men crumble. They chase validation, beg for clarity, try to earn their way back in. But a Stoic man holds his ground. He knows her distance is not a rejection, it's a question. She wants to feel safe in your stability, not because you control her, but because you don't collapse when she pulls away. That calm strength, that's the rare energy she learns to trust. She stops watching your words and starts watching your center, and when she sees you won't break, that's when she finally leans in. 4. Her past trauma is speaking. You think you're talking to her, but sometimes you're facing ghosts she hasn't buried. That coldness, that retreat, it's not just about you. It's a reflex built from every time she was lied to, cheated on, used, or left. Her nervous system remembers. And when connection starts to feel too good, it also starts to feel too familiar. Her instinct says, get out before it breaks again. You can't heal her trauma. That's not your job. But you can be the man who doesn't get shaken by it. Stay present. Be calm. Let her feel your consistency. That's the medicine she never had. It's not loud. It's not perfect. But it's steady. And that steady presence, without pressure, becomes the first place her heart finally rests. 5. Closeness feels like exposure. The closer you get, the more she pulls away. Why? because closeness means you might see the parts of her she's hidden, her flaws, her insecurities, her doubts. And if you see them, you might use them. That's what her past taught her, so she creates space not to push you out, but to protect what she's afraid you'll reject. If you respond with neediness or fear, you confirm her belief that intimacy equals danger. But if you stay calm, if you let her be messy without rushing in to fix it, she sees something rare. She sees strength without pressure, presence without pursuit. And slowly, she starts to believe that maybe closeness doesn't always mean pain. Sometimes it means safety. 6. She wants reassurance without asking. She's scared, not of you, but of how much you matter. And because asking for reassurance feels like weakness, she withdraws, hoping you'll read between the lines. She pulls back to see if your presence depends on her sweetness. If you chase or crumble, she sees pressure. But if you stay centered, still warm but never needy, she feels something stronger than comfort. She feels peace, not from your words, but from your consistency. That's what heals her nervous system. She doesn't need grand gestures. She needs quiet proof, not paragraphs, presence, not noise, stability. That's the language she's never heard clearly before. And when you speak it fluently, she starts to trust not just you, but herself around you. She's searching for emotional leadership. When she pulls away, she's watching something deeper than your reaction. She's watching your ability to lead. Not control, not dominate, but lead with stillness. If you explode or over-explain, she sees someone who's led by emotion. But if you stay grounded, clear-eyed, slow to speak, anchored, she sees the leader she didn't know she craved. You're not reacting to her storm. You're anchoring through it. That's the difference between a man she dates and a man she respects. Real leadership in love isn't about giving orders. It's about never losing your clarity when things get unclear. That's the space where she finally breathes easy. 8. The masculine energy she's subconsciously craving. Masculine energy isn't loud. It's not bravado or force. It's presence, depth, unshakable stillness. She might never say it out loud, but she's craving a man who isn't moved by her moods, who doesn't orbit her approval, who stands firm when everything feels uncertain. Because deep down, she doesn't want to lead. She wants to rest. Not in a man who needs her to be okay, but in a man who's okay no matter what. That's rare. That's powerful. And that's what awakens trust. Not flowers, not poetic words, but the kind of energy that says, you can storm, but I won't sway. 9. Your reaction decides everything. This is where most men lose her. She pulls back and they panic. They double text, beg for clarity, explode with frustration, and in that moment she sees it. He's not grounded, he's attached. He's not leading, he's chasing. And nothing kills trust faster than a man who can't hold his own center. But if you respond with calm, if you don't chase, don't flinch, don't explain, you flip the script. You become the man who doesn't just love with emotion but with strength. And that's the kind of love she doesn't forget. Because it's not about how much you feel, it's about how you carry what you feel. 10. When you become her safe place. At some point, the storm ends, the distance fades, and she looks back, not at your charm, not at your effort, but at your steadiness. You didn't chase, you didn't crumble, you didn't become someone else to win her back. You stayed grounded. That's what she remembers. That's what earns her respect. Because when everything inside her was chaotic, you didn't try to control it. You stayed unmoved, and in doing so, you became her calm, her mirror, her proof that closeness doesn't mean collapse, that love doesn't equal pressure. You didn't just hold your frame, you became the frame. Lead, don't chase. So the next time she pulls away, don't react. Reflect. The pullback isn't the problem. Your panic is. And the man who can hold stillness when she's spiraling, that's the man she won't forget. Not because you chased her, but because you didn't need to. You led, with clarity, with strength, with peace. That's Stoic masculinity. If this message speaks to something deep inside you, subscribe to Ancient Stoic Secrets. This is more than advice. It's your roadmap to becoming the kind of man she can't shake and never wants to.